Major inconveniences of blackouts is the interruption to the network, mobile and internet connection. Man, is it an inconvenience?
Absolutely, I can bet you that there is. But there may be a help at hand thanks to three Varsity friends. So their project has ignited into a business that keeps you connected during rolling blackouts. So Arion Power is a startup that develops mini UPS systems to keep you connected even when the grid is not. So let's find out more about this from Themba Hadebe, Sales and Marketing Director at Arion Power. Themba, thank you so much for your time this morning. I mean, this certainly does seem as though it is an innovation that's going to help us save our lives, especially our phone life. But talk to us a little bit about the development of this particular, this particular solution when it comes to be able to preserve your phone.
Firstly, thank you for having me so we can talk about the Wi-Box UPS product. So the Wi-Box UPS system is a device that keeps your Wi-Fi and your fiber up and running during an unexpected power outage or load shedding. The way it works is it plugs into your wall sockets and charges at all times, and then it connects to your Wi-Fi router and fiber. And then for those 2 to 3 hours that the power is off, you're still connected to your Wi-Fi as the Wi-Box will be powering those devices.
Themba, there are a number of UPS systems on the market at the moment. They come in their different sizes. You know, you get a big box, you get a smaller box. Why am I investing in Arion Power?
Firstly, you've been investing in a completely South African brand. It's a South African product designed by South Africans tackling a South African problem. Secondly, it comes with it lasts for up to 6 hours. It's very affordable on the market for a price of 999 once off, and there's a replaceable battery. So in 18 to 24 months, when the battery does deplete, it can completely be replaced, unlike other UPS systems where you have to get a completely new device.
Sure. So in other words, I don't need to be connected to a generator to actually power this up. It can work on its own. I can be in the dark with candles and yet still have access to connectivity.
100%.
Then in that case, I mean, how is it that we can perhaps even spread that innovation across even those some of those provinces that, you know, when it comes to power supply, it's not just about load shedding, but they have to deal with power outages, cable thefts and the like. Unfortunately, it's become the normal South African story. How far wide-reaching is this innovation?
So in our next coming projects that we're working on in the coming months, we're looking at getting renewable sources of power actually more accessible to low-income households. So the Wi-Box is actually just the start of our innovation, and we're actually just trying to tackle all kinds of power problems, not just in South Africa, but also in Africa as a whole.
Themba, this part about three Varsity friends coming together to give birth to this system, are we seeing a case of Mark Zuckerberg, Andrew McCollum and Eduardo Saverin? You know, are we seeing that Facebook birth? You know, three guys that are just chilling in res, and they're thinking, okay, so we don't want to go to our lecture in this hour. What can we do with our time? Because we are quite smart.
There definitely are similarities when you put it like that, but the birth of ours, it was actually born from the actual university course. Luckily for us, we were doing a postgraduate in entrepreneurship where we had to start a business, and our business just happened to be Arion Power, where we started with the Wi-Box. So there's similarities, but there's also differences in the stories.
Yeah, I mean, similarities in the story. I think that the South African story, though, however, is that you have to get access to markets. And it's the being able to get the access to the markets that becomes a little bit more difficult. South Africans are not short of brilliant ideas and brilliant people who are able to have brilliant innovations. But what ends up happening is that they get stifled, especially from an entrepreneurial side, to get access to those clients, access to the markets, access to even potential growth spans. So in your case, how is it that you were able to just break through so that you are able then to get access or captive audience, or at least a captive market?
Firstly, we're very fortunate to be solving a problem that all South Africans actually deal with.
Yeah.
But secondly, on the entrepreneurship side, we definitely had a lot of assistance from our incubators, the Innovators Trust, assisting us with business supports and actually being able to market the product to as many South Africans as possible.
Two questions from me here, Themba. Firstly, or rather, let me say three. Firstly, the pronunciation of what we are saying is Arion Power? Secondly, why that name? And then thirdly, I mean, you're sitting there and thinking of a solution to a South African problem. And I mean, I suppose load shedding would become one of the most obvious one of the most obvious solutions to a problem we have in this country, as opposed to corruption, because that is another big one that we have. But I suppose my question then, my third one is, why that solution? Why that problem?
So to answer your first question, it's Arion Power. And the term is actually from a Greek term that means just to be steadfast and actually always move forward. So we felt like we really resonated with the name of our company, because we always wanted to be innovative. To answer your last question, we tackled this specific problem because it was something we were dealing with at the time. It actually started with one of us actually wanting to be connected to Netflix during that load shedding period, just to keep up with series. And then by actually making this device, we were able to do that, and we saw that there was actually a greater problem we could tackle simultaneously.
Sure. And it definitely is a beautiful innovation. One hopes that it can just provide access to as many households as possible, because innovation at this particular moment in time is one that is needed more now than ever with the crisis situation that we've got with our power supply. We'll leave it there. Themba Hadebe from Arion Power, just giving us the latest when it comes to his idea and innovation. I love it. I love it when young people are able to come up with innovations to actually assist when it comes to some of the problems that we're having in this country. But it goes back to that thing, Moran, is that we're not short of brilliant people. This country is flooded with brilliance. No. It's just about those brilliant people be given an opportunity to pitch, be given an opportunity to meet up with the right guys that are going to unlock that potential power within them, so that they can take their business to the next phase, right? From concept to actually seeing prototypes done. I
mean, we are here as a South African Morning having a conversation with the producer and the director, or the creative director of The Black Door. And then you are sitting there as a South African wanting to watch The Black Door at 9:30, and you're unable to because, I'm only going to use his name because he is the man who's running the organization. Andre Reiter decides, I need to switch off your lights just for 5 minutes. Then Themba Hadebe is like, you know what?
We'll keep something on.
Something needs to stay on. My network needs to stay on so I can stream The Black Door. That kind of innovation, that kind of forward thinking is amazing. It's unfortunate that there has to be that kind of forward thinking, but the world can only but evolve and progress when there is such forward thinking in this country. So well done to the Arion Power people, Themba Hadebe and his mates from Varsity, and we can only but hope that more people such as Themba Hadebe and his mates from Varsity exist.